Hi guys, it was around 2.5 years back when we wanted to buy our first new car. I had done a lot of research, I've read almost all the car reviews, a lot of YouTube videos as well, and eventually we ended up buying Ford EcoSport. Our budget was around 10 to 12 lakhs, and we were looking for a value for money car, and that's how I think we eventually concluded on Ford EcoSport. I'm using this vehicle for almost 2.5 years now, and it's a petrol version, 2018 Ford EcoSport Titanium. So I wanted to share my detailed feedback with all of you, so it will help you make your new purchase. So let's get started, guys.
So this is the EcoSport I own. It's a blue color. I have traveled around 25,000 kilometers in this vehicle and still looks quite new. Doesn't have any major scratches. Recently I came from a long travel, so it's not that clean, but still looks quite premium. On front it has a chrome grille which gives this car a SUV look. On the back side you have a sporty Stepney. On top you have roof rails on both sides. So guys, let's have a close look from inside. On the right hand side you have this power window control, and you can control your left and right mirrors from here. You can either open them or close them or adjust them based on your requirement. That's very handy, useful, and there are no lags. Everything works smooth. Then you have your steering. I've been using this steering from last 2.5 years without any steering cover, so it does not have any challenges. So if you can avoid using steering cover, you can do that. Then you have the display panel. It's very basic, but it works fine. Some other basic functionalities: light, dim full, and wiper control is on the left side. The highlight when we bought this vehicle was this LCD panel, 10 inches LCD panel. You can see here it has controls on the bottom. Below you have AC vents and volume control and AC control. In the interiors you have the gearbox here. You have some space to keep the keys. And then you have a charging port here. You can use your mobile charge. You have two places to keep your water bottles here. That's handy. There is some space to keep the keys. There is a handrest on the left hand side. It has got some storage also. You can keep some of your routine stuff, some of the papers if you want. This handrest is reasonable while driving. Not very useful, not very bad as well. This side you have a nice chrome finish, and there is some space to keep your mobile phones. This space is very handy while on the long road trips. This is again the storage which comes in all the vehicles, so nothing new, but this is again very deep and it can store a lot of stuff. It has a space to keep your first aid kit as well. Guys, let's have a closer look at the boot space. It has a much bigger space in compared to any hatchback in the market. You can keep your it's around 350 liters, and you can keep good 2 big bags inside your car. We recently traveled to Madhya Pradesh from Bangalore, which is around 1600 kilometers. We carried our luggage, so for 2 people or for 3 people the space is enough. It's sufficient. Guys, let's have a closer look on the entire car's interior from the back seat. As you all can see, it looks very polished and premium from all the corners, whether it is top or on the sides or on the doors. You have nice cloth finishing in all the doors. You have power window switch. There is no cheap plastic anywhere. Everything looks nicely built. Build quality is good, and you will not have any challenges, what do you say, mechanical challenges while opening the doors or closing them or windows. I have seen these challenges in other brands. I'll not name them, but I have seen them. In this particular car, I think you will not have any challenges in terms of ergonomics or what do you say. This LCD panel looks premium from all the sides. Even if you are sitting at the back seat, you can have a you can clearly see what is there in the screen. The screen works really well. There are no lags. You can actually it's very smooth, and even if you are driving, when you are connecting your phone, I haven't seen any challenges. There are few concerns which I had raised, like since it does not have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you cannot connect your Google Maps while driving, so that's a drawback. The navigation used in this, it is its own navigation system which is outdated, so you can't rely on them while you are driving in the city. So let's talk about the spacious car, the space inside the car, whether it is enough for a family or for a couple. So this car is a driver friendly car where people who are passionate about driving or really like to go for long drives. So it's a driver fun car. It has got a lot of space in the front seats. Even if you are 6 feet 2 inches, you guys will not have any issues, whether it is seat adjustments or height adjustment. You will not find any challenges. The challenge will come when you are more than 4 travelers. The back seat does not accommodate 3 people for a longer duration. If you are a family of 2 or 3, then this car will definitely work fine with you. But if you are like maybe 4 or 5 people in a family, this car will have some space constraints, and if you are driving for a long roads, it will create some sort of discomfort. You can see I am sitting on the back seat. I'm 6 feet tall. My legs are touching the seat. So the point here is the seat in the overall space in the back seat is good for maybe 1 or 2 people sitting on the back seat, but not more than that. So this comes with the option to adjust your seat up and down. I think it has become common in almost all the cars now. So you can adjust the seat height. So this has an option of tilt and telescopic steering based on your comfort. You can adjust it accordingly. So guys, let's go for a short ride. I'll tell you about how is the ride quality, how is the overall driving experience. Let's get started. So you guys can notice that the noise inside the cabin is minimum. It's you will not even feel sometimes that whether vehicle is on or off. So that's one great thing, especially when you are driving and you are listening to music and AC is on full swing. You will not even notice that your car is working on all. So that's a fun fact. Ride quality is very smooth. It's a bit bumpy sometimes. If you don't slow down at the speed bumps, it can get a bit bumpier. But apart from that, it's very smooth. The gearbox works like a butter, and it has never it will never disappoint you, even if you are on high speeds. If you use the clutch and gear combination well, you will not have any kind of sometimes you get a awkward noise when you are changing a gear, but it does not happen in Ford EcoSport. The overall AC impact on the car, even if you are in the summers, it can control the temperature inside your car, so no need to worry. Even in summers, it works all fine. The braking system it's again what you say, one of the best in the industry in this range. You can trust on those brakes, and wherever you want to stop, it will stop immediately. While taking turns, you just have to carve your way through in, and you will not have any sort of what is a visibility issue due to this long this bump, I would say. But this once you're driving for some time, you will get used to it. The ride comfort is amazing. I drove around 1,200 kilometers in a day recently, and once when I took a break for when I stayed in the hotel, I had no back pain. On the bumps and all, it's very sturdy. You will not lose comfort while driving. You will not lose control while driving. So it gives you the overall control even if you are on high speeds. So that makes this car is a very, what is a driver friendly car. Let's have a small view on the reverse camera. It's very what do you say, clear, and it's very practical, and the sensors are very active. So I'm so used to using reverse parking camera that I feel that if I don't have reverse parking camera or sensors, it will be difficult for me to take a reverse turn. Steering works butter smooth even on what you say, rough roads. The steering acts as a companion while you are driving. You will enjoy. In terms of power and performance, this vehicle is a 1.5 liter engine, and it gives you ultra power in this range. Whether you are in city or driving on highways, you will never have a power issue. In terms of highest speed, I have driven this car for around 180 kilometers per hour, not beyond that. In Indian roads, you can understand, but this works. It can consistently drive for 140, 150 for if you have roads accordingly. You will not have any challenges. It's the stability is very high. On high speeds also, your vehicle will not shake. Few of the key features which I did not mention earlier were ABS. I think it's a norm now. All the vehicles have anti-braking system. It really helps you to control your vehicle on a higher speed. You have this LED DRLs, so in the evening and night, the white shiny lights in your vehicle, and it looks very nice. It has got a few other features like all 4 power window, 2 front airbags. So guys, I'm sure you would have followed the video till here. So I'm here to make a recommendation or a verdict, or discuss the final pros and cons of Ford EcoSport. So you would have seen in my videos, I have discussed the pros a lot many times, that it has got great ride quality, overall power is good, pickup is good, interior qualities are phenomenal. It's very sturdy vehicle. Even the doors and all are very heavy, and whenever you will close them, that you will feel that you are driving something really strong and solid. So vehicle performance, I haven't seen any challenges at any given point of time. The service of Ford is good. I've got it serviced thrice so far in last 2.5 years. The service cost is minimum in terms of overall value for money. This fits into that bucket of a perfect, friendly, SUV. So I will definitely recommend this vehicle to anybody who likes to drive and enjoy driving on long roads. So in terms of cons, there are few cons. The overall space in the back seat is less. It should have been little more to make the entire family comfortable. Few of the points which I mentioned is that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is available in the higher model, so I can't count it as a cons. But if whenever you are buying a vehicle, ensure that you have these facilities available in that particular model. The last and I think maybe the most important con for some of the people is the mileage. So overall mileage of EcoSport petrol version is around 10 kilometers per liter in city traffic. On the highways, it goes around 15 kilometers. So if you ask me whether you should buy EcoSport or not, you should definitely go for it without thinking twice. If you are living in a city like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, you don't think that since it's a little bigger vehicle, you will have issues in parking and all, or taking sharp turns and all. It works very similar to a hatchback and gives you a comfort of a sedan. So I am a fan of EcoSport, especially people who are buying their first vehicle. This is definitely a no-brainer for all of you. So guys, thanks a lot for watching this video.